What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology, the Titans action. Today we're going to be speaking in this shit accent, so you guys can get super annoyed by that. And we've got in the top of the map, in the blue color, playing as Oranos. His name, no, I'm not going to speak like that at all. His name is Mor, and he is playing Oranos. If you don't know who Mor is, I would recommend checking out him. He's got a beautiful guide for Oranos versus Odin. Fantastic human out there. He loves to say he massacred people, so we'll see if he massacred or was massacred in this game. Massacre is a very brutal word for those second language English learners out there. It basically means you killed with no remorse, and it wasn't even a close fight. Basically, that's what that means. So. Moore is basically saying to his opponent that he completely he just won with little resistance. Now his opponent today in the red color playing as Ra. His name is Squash. Now Squash here is a monster of a player. He is a very, very strong player, but he doesn't play as much as a lot of other players. And a lot of the times what ends up happening when you have a player on that caliber of level who just doesn't play that much is that oftentimes the mechanics, they start to lack. The decision making and the strategy is always there, but the mechanics, they start to lack. So a lot of the times other players can get wins off of the squash type players, the magic type players, by simply out mechanicking their opponents. But well, we'll see if that's the case here in this game or not. But Squash on Ghost Lake here. It's double gold mine Ghost Lake, so a little bit of a tough one for the Atlantean player to get a win here. Generally speaking, I think that the Oranos Ra matchup almost requires the Oranos player to go double counter barracks. And there was a guy. And if you don't know the guy, there's a video on the guy. It's 3 minutes. So do yourself a favor. Do yourself a favor and go check that video out, because it explains a lot about who this man is. And he was the first player to solidify Oranos as a top god in a time when Oranos was maybe not considered to be that good. And he worked out that Oranos is good for the reason of pressure the entire game and finish with Titan. So you can put pressure on the entire game and then beat your opponent with a Titan. Now, if you then translate that into today's era, things haven't changed. This strategy is still viable. Oranos has a shitter shockwave and a slower Titan age, but it's still not enough. It's still not enough for your opponent to be all ready for it. You can still hit the same timing, simply just 15 seconds later. And effectively, the build works against Ra really nicely. And effectively, it's double counter barracks so your opponent gets their second town center, into double town center grab, into like a 15-minute Titan Age with a palace, with fire siphon, with Tartarian gate blocking, and you just like everything happens, and it's super, super hard for the Ra player to both defend the push that you're doing and get their own Titan gate, because they just don't have the economy. So we'll see if that's what Moore's going to do. But what has ended up happening in recent years with Oranos is that Oranos players have forgotten that they can simply go for mass Terma and put a ton of pressure onto their opponent. They've forgotten, and they don't do it anymore. And it's still really, really good. I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again, and that will keep happening. But I like to talk in absolutes. So because I'm a fan of the Sith, and only the Sith deal in absolutes, which is funny because that is in of itself is an absolute, and therefore Obi-Wan Kenobi is in fact a Sith himself. And there's the oracles coming in to harass. We might see a shifting sands here. We might see the Pharaoh harassing back. The villagers turning away. Going to shank down that Oracle. Nice play from Squash, pushing more back. This Oracle harass, part of me feels like against a good player, it doesn't do anything. Against a lower level player, you can get wins here, but against a player at the level of Squash, who's got enough mechanics here to do what he needs to do, I don't think that this Valor really ever amounts to much apart from you losing your 3 Oracles and your Valor. Let's jump over to Mor's situation. He's getting himself out some Murmillo. He's getting himself out some Terma. And he's going to be pushing forward. He's unfortunately left some goats here. And he's going to be moving them home. So that's nice. There's some relics on the map to look at. We could have the Staff of Dionysus here. Or Dionysus. I don't know. This relic is not very good for the Atlantean player, but it's immaculate for the Ra player. And we also have the Eye of Ornu. This relic is not very good, unfortunately, for either player. Maybe a little bit okay for Squash, but it doesn't do all too much. Whoop. Okay, so now we have some Prometheans out. So there's a couple of options here for Mor. If he wants to go for an all-in here, he could try and take the town center down. I just don't think it's the smartest play on 2 Goldmine Ghost Lake. Even if he takes the town center down, Squash can just leave here and be completely happy. This villager has got a little bit of something wrong with her. She's just unsure about how to stand up straight, but she fixed herself. Went home to the town center, saw the doctor, got straightened out. Unintentional pun. Alrighty then. Mor is going to be retreating back. He's just going to look for what he can do here. Try and take down the house. Try and do his shenanigans. And the Wadjet is enough to push Mor back. So at this point, you ask yourself, do we stop making military? And Mor is not. I think the answer here is normally to stop making military and get yourself the 2 town centers. There's a world where if Mor kills this tower, he might be able to gold star, but I don't think he ever gets onto this gold mine. There's the armory coming up for Squash as well. And the town center is going to get some kills over here, which is nice. Before the Wadjet coming in here, we just see the Valor coming down. It looked like a Valor, but yeah, the Valor did come down, and that's going to be trying to take down the Wadjet. Excuse me. Part of me feels like certain myth units should be allowed to garrison into the town center. I feel like a Wadjet should be able to garrison into the town center. But you see the Wadjet does fall, and Mor is going to get out of here. And there's the Promethean coming out. Still making more Prometheans. Villagers coming down. We will see this tower coming down. So this is one of those interesting with a upward tone at the end of my interesting Ghost Lake maps, because there's only 2 gold mines on each side of the map. And both of these gold mines here for Squash are on this side of the map. Which means that Mor, if he can get in and place a palace nice and forward here, he simply just wins. We are seeing him getting 1 town center here, which is interesting. I'm not sure. He's got a mass Terma at this point. This guy's crazy. 3 counter barracks. Squash is going to the heroic age. The question is going to be, will Squash be able to make the units in order to counter the mass Terma that Mor's going to be building? He's also going to be taking down yet another tower as the Pharaoh is going to come over and push the strong Prometheans away nice and quickly here. He's going to take them down very fast. And the tower looks like it might actually live here. Nope, it's going to go down as the villagers going to be shanking away as the Pharaoh's going to get targeted down. 1 shank, 2 more shanks. Swipe. No, not going to take that one down. We will be seeing the Murmillos falling here. A couple more villagers are going down as the Prometheans wandering in onto this location here. And Squash, lots of resources in the bank now to be using for his heroic age. And we will be seeing this town center is almost up now for Mor, as he is very much spamming out of these 3 counter barracks. I think you need 6 villagers on wood to support 3 counter barracks. Could be wrong. Might be 5 villagers, but 4 is definitely not enough here. Not enough at all. We are seeing Mor continuing to put pressure over here. I don't think this is like, it's not necessarily bad, but what you want to do here is you want to send the Promethean in first to tank the town center and then have the Terma target down the villagers. And then that forces Squash to basically garrison Micro there quite nicely. We are seeing the rock going to start flapping over as the hero Terma going to be retreating away from this and looking for something to do. We do see those villagers getting taken out as the Prometheans going after these Axemen. The Axemen get pulled back there. The Ferret turning around onto the gold mine. Gotta finish off of that one. There's the market, though. Is Squash going straight to the Mythic Age? This is incredibly ballsy. And he's going to do it. He's going to go straight to the Mythic Age here. He's going to have access to his Son of Osiris. As we are seeing this these hero terma sneaking in here. And essentially, for the next little bit, we're going to be seeing Squash trading wood for gold. Until he gets the Son of Osiris. And then these terma that Mor is spammed are going to be toast. 5% hack armor with 88 HP means they get 2 shot by the Son of Osiris. And when the Son of Osiris does effectively splash damage, it's not splash damage, but it's effectively splash damage, chain damage, I guess. That means that tons of the terma die incredibly quickly to the Son of Osiris. And the question is going to be, can Squash get up his Migdol Stronghold easily or not? Ooh, big shockwave. Gonna get a couple of villager kills here. That's very, very nice. Would have liked to see him go after the Pharaoh because he should realize that with the market going up, it means there's going to be a Son of Osiris getting built. But not happening just yet. And we do have Squash with a lot of resources in the bank, selling himself that wood there in order to build his Migdol Stronghold. Going to be chucking that one up. Pharaoh's going to wander over here. These units not in the position to prevent this from going up. It's going to go up incredibly quickly here. As the Patsukos slithering in. And there's the Migdol Stronghold up. And we'll see if he wants to attempt to get onto this gold mine or not. Or what sort of units he's going to build. He can still sell food if he wants. Or sell anything. We are going to be seeing these terma getting some big hits in onto those villages before having to retreat away. As Osiris does hit now. We will be seeing that Son of Osiris come in. And Mor's going to have to retreat away. So the only real option for Mor now would be Mythic Age. And the question is he in the Mythic Age already? Or Heroic Age? He is going through Hyperion here. Hyperion's okay. You get access to Chaos, which is going to be able to hit these myth units, which is good. But I would like to see Thea. And the reason why you go Thea here is for those Dryads. Against Ra, Dryads are so tough to deal with. You don't need to build them straight away. You don't need to build them until the Son of Osiris is dealt with. There's the Hyperion. We will be seeing that Chaos getting thrown down. Maybe get lucky on the Mummy and not the Patsukos. There's the Chaos, and he unfortunately hits the Patsukos there instead of the Mummy. But there's still a good amount of damage that's going to be done. We're seeing some cavalry coming out here. The Patsukos gets picked off. And then, I wanted to see that Son of Osiris damage there, but not happening just yet. Mor is still only one town center or 2 town centers here instead of the 3rd town center. He does chuck up his market. More military barracks are coming down. He's got a lot of those all over the map. So we'll see if he's going to be able to utilize them anywhere. But really, the next port of call here for Mor is to control this gold mine. And he knows about it. He knows there's a gold mine here. He doesn't know where the other gold mine is. He's searching around, and he will be finding it over this side of the map if he keeps searching. And that means that he should be setting a citizen fort onto this gold mine and putting a palace down. But he's going to be going to the Mythic Age first. He's going through Hecate, unfortunately, in the only town center that is currently being utilized. But he's going to get his Hecate very, very soon. Squash here is going to be probably able to deal with it. With the Son of Osiris, he should probably throw down a Siege Works just to make sure he's got something there. And he's going to be, nice movement from Squash to get onto this location as the raids are starting to look very, very juicy for Squash. He'll be able to chuck up his Migdol Stronghold very shortly, I think. Or grab the Town Center. The Town Center is not a bad idea, but it doesn't give him that much of a defense. He will be able to get access to these Caribou though, which would be very, very nice. I feel like that's a big mistake from Mor to not be grabbing those Caribou. Generally speaking, if you're playing against a Ra player, take their hunt because they get so much advantage from the rain, so you want to take as much advantage you can from them not taking all of their hunt. We see another villager kill there for the price of or 2 villager kills there for the price of a couple of terma. It's a good trade there as we are starting to see these raids coming in. The Catapulties are out. Look at the Catapulties go. Absolutely devastating units to be using against those cavalry. And now over here we are seeing the citizen getting sniped down as the Satyr going to be helping to take these cavalry down. Squash not paying attention just yet, but he is 3 town centers now as the terma are going to have their eyes on this gold mine, it seems. This palace is still not up for Mor, which is a big problem. Because the reason you need the palace down while you're going to the Mythic Age for Atlantean, and this is something to really remember if you're an Oranos player, while you're going to the Mythic Age, make sure you get a palace, it's for Fire Siphon. Because what happens is that the push you do it's going to be very, very strong. And the only thing that's going to be able to stop it is buildings. And you kill buildings with Fire Siphon. So that's what you got to think about doing. As we are seeing the palace coming up, Mor's going to be looking for his Tartarian Gate. Got to be careful where you put it. You don't want to put it too close to all the villages. I'm sure that Squash will be thinking about getting himself the skin of the Rhino as well. We still don't see it getting thrown down. Villagers are up on this gold mine as well. So he has to push through the town center and the Migdol stronghold to push off gold there. At this point, Squash in a very, very nice position. The Catapulties are chasing these cavalry very nicely, and we'll get a lot of cavalry kills actually as they're trying to retreat away. One with very, very low HP here. Now we see the cavalry now going to be swinging around, going after these citizen on this gold mine. Nice little retreat here from Mor to get away from here as the cavalry now going after this. Going to be chucking down the Locust off, and it looks like the citizens are all going to fall. The first time we've ever seen a Locust do any damage to an Oranos player in many years here, as all of those cavalry will be getting taken down. The Lampedi will come in and help out just a little bit, but 3 citizen kills there. Very, very nice. We still haven't seen that Tartarian Gate get thrown down by Mor yet. What is he doing? What's the point in holding on to it? We see some Contarius raids onto this location, trying to get out some destroyers. Don't build destroyers. Get the Fire Siphon. Destroyers are a bit too slow. Yes, the mercenary can stop them, but Squash, you know he doesn't have many resources at this point. You know he's spending them all. Doesn't have a trade route. He has to start a trade route, to be honest, as we are starting to see the walls now coming up for Squash, gearing up to get those markets down and starting that trade route, given how much gold is left. These cavalry over here going to get sniped very, very quickly here by the Catapulties. This villager will be able to live here and tell the tale of how she was assaulted by cavalry, but was protected by the men with mace. But the Sound Center still going to go up here as more units from Squash walking in. He's still throwing away a lot of expensive units here. Probably not exactly what he wants to do. Generally speaking, the Ra player's goal in this matchup is not really to win, more so not lose. If you don't lose, then you win. And that seems to be what Squash is making a mistake here by doing. He's consistently looking for raids, and what he needs to be doing is just chucking up defensive buildings, getting himself masons, fortified town centers, sun-dried mud brick, more buildings, and just holding until the late game. We are seeing these units now moving forward. Where's the Son of Osiris at? Squash is just sitting here with the Son of Osiris, just holding onto it, because I think Mor realizes that Son of Osiris counters the Tartarian Gate enough. So maybe he should have gone for Vortex here, to be honest. But not what happened. Now Mor is at full population here. All of the buildings up. He does have a Sky Passage over this side of the map now. He's going to want to try and transport his units down there. We see the Sky Passage coming up over here. Mor is a big proponent of the Sky Passage. He absolutely loves it. So one thing that Mor could try here, and I don't think that the Contarius has enough line of sight, but he could send the Contarius in. Tartarian Gate over here hit both, like right here maybe where he wants to throw it up, hit both town centers at the same time, Tartarian Gate and this one, and chuck a palace up over here. It's exactly what he's doing. He needs to get out some Fire Siphon though, and I think that now maybe this timing is not going to be the best, because we are starting to see some of those mercenary cavalry coming in, though there are Catapulties. So you got to get those Catapulties to target down those mercenary cavalry. Meanwhile, we've got the champion destroyers in here as the army of Squash coming over here to defend. The palace is up. Chaos gets thrown down. Hits a bunch of those chariot archers as well as a cavalry. No, just chariot archers there. And it is looking like this. Well, I mean, this town center just doesn't go down now. Fortified town centers, masons is so much. Also, Tartarian Gate over here might allow Mor to change where he wants to attack and move up to this location here. If he just leaves this town center now and transitions up to the top town center if he has anything going on. Looks like he doesn't. And we are going to be seeing this Tartarian Gate getting taken out very quickly. The Son of Osiris will be making his way over here as slowly as he can. There he is. Where was he? There he is. Coming in to take down these Tartarian spawns. And Squash holds. Squash holds very, very nicely as now Mor's going to push through. And Mor is in a bit of a difficult position, I'd say. just on the fact that he's got one gold mine left, or one and a bit gold mines left. So he needs to think about a trade route, which Squash has already started thinking about. But now we are going to be seeing this gate getting taken down, as Mor is going to continue to push through with these destroyers. But I do honestly think, like, I love the idea of going champion destroyers, but I think that Titan and Fire Siphon are just that much better at finishing off a Ra player if you've got an advantage, which I do feel like Mor had here. So we'll see if he's going to be able to make this work. He does have the power of mobility here, and he is making some Fire Siphon on this side of the map to potentially take down this town center, which I love. As he's pushing through here, he's just going to wait for the units to swing around, and then he's going to target this. We do see a bunch of Destroyer now targeting down this town center, so I do like this from Mor, attacking multiple locations at the same time. Going to be taking down this Migdol stronghold very, very nicely. Squashes at 160 pop, though. So we are seeing these Destroyers now coming in, a couple of Mercenary now coming out. Mor's got himself 3 Fire Siphon over here, plus the Fanatics, as the Fire Siphon will be able to take down this town center very, very quickly. As over here we see the Destroyers getting targeted down by one or by all these Chariot Archers, really distracting that population nicely, as now Mor can simply just retreat away from this location, take the town center down, and swing around and hold this town center, potentially take the game. The problem, yet again though, for Mor is, where's his gold? He's been pushed off this gold mine. He's got no gold left. His citizens have been taken out. He can sell wood, but it's not going to be for very much, only 61. He needs to start a trade route, so throw down 2 markets, start making those llama caravans, get your farms ready. But here's what, but Mor's just got, he's going to run out of steam, essentially. He's making some Fanatics. I love that. Moving over onto this location where the Son of Osiris is. Fight where your opponent is weakest. This Son of Osiris is too strong. Leave this location, as the Son of Osiris is going to have to waddle all the way over here to do anything, and definitely get that gold mine under control here. Need a palace or something down here. This palace here should have been on this gold mine. We're going to see this Lampede get taken out. This one Chariot Archer will get taken out as well. The villagers get pulled off the gold mine yet again. Mor struggling for gold mightily here in this game, as the palace is too close to fire. Oh no! Oh no! So now we're seeing the Fire Siphon push through, going to be able to take down the siege works, and then push in and maybe take down the fortified town center as well. But Squash, he's still got gold left. He's still, I don't know if he started this trade route. He has started it, but it's not very big just yet. So the Destroyer's taking out houses. I love that play there from Mor. Still no trade route for Mor. Big mistake here. He's got, does he have any food in the bank? He's got a little bit of food in the bank, as the Destroyer's swinging over here, going to take out these cavalry. We are going to be seeing the Chariot Archers, unfortunately, going to get taken out here by the town center and the palace. Squash not paying attention. He does pull them away just in the nick of time. The Son of Osiris now getting taken out still by these Destroyers. Squash not paying attention, but the Destroyers, they only deal 7 damage here. Without any upgrades, well, they've got Champion, but in general, they just don't do that much damage, and the Son of Osiris is going to be completely fine here. And it's just looking like 5 Chariot Archers are preventing Mor from getting a gold mine. All Mor had to do was get this gold mine, get a palace up, and he's in a very, very strong position here. But now, a random 5 siege tower push coming through for Squash. He is ready to go. Squash is saying, I don't need this town center. I'll get it, but I don't need it just yet. As it's looking like Mor is running out of gas in this game here. Sitting at 110 of 160 pop. These citizens not able to get onto this gold mine anytime soon. And still no market. Still no market. His market's in his base. Still no llama caravans. He could have been trading to this town center as a very desperate measure. But now the siege towers pushing in will be able to take down this palace very, very quickly. As we're seeing the Son of Osiris get targeted down there. Nice play from Mor, but it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough at all, as the siege towers just completely demolish that palace there. Meanwhile, over on this location, we do have the Fanatic coming in. It's going to be able to deal with those Axemen very, very quickly. The town center is going to attempt to go up, but he does need to kill off these units quickly before he gets that up. And you can see how much damage these Fanatics do, but it does look like just out of out of HP. 1 HP remaining on that. Fnatic does take that one down. Town Center is going to be going on the way up as the Destroyer is doing peak damage to the Town Center, but these villagers all moving over onto the gold for Mor as he's finally got something there. But now the Mercenary Flood will continue here, and the Son of Osiris can now be the unit that Mor has to deal with to secure this gold mine, which is much, much harder. There's more destroyers coming in trying to prevent this town center from going up. Mor sees this as his only real win condition is to keep this town center down, but it's not looking like it's going to be enough as this town center is shooting up. More axemen coming in for Squash. A couple of chariot archers in as well. There's the town center for Squash. Squash is 142 of 160 population right now. Gets access to all those farms yet again. And Squash can even think about pushing forward and try and taking the rest of this gold mine for himself here. As we see a beautiful late game shifting sands here. Classic shifting sands if I've ever seen one to finish off a game. Going after this town center with 5 siege towers and the rest of the army as well with a bunch of these villagers. As Squash is going to want to try and take this for himself. He can't really sell his wood now for gold at this point, but he could sell some food here if he so chose in order to get the gold, but he does definitely need more trade right now. He does not have enough, and he's not really making it either. It's vitally important to be making that trade here as the town center is going to be coming up for Squash. We see the mana getting taken down over here as the couple of Arcus coming in, a random heroized Arcus, maybe a bit of a mistake there. So we are seeing now that Mor coming around the back, trying to circle that Son of Osiris, but does not manage to get there in time. The town center is up, the military buildings are down, and Mor is out of this game. GG, well played by Squash. A really, really nice comeback. But you have to ask yourself the question, what would have happened here had Mor got this gold mine for himself? Had Mor put a palace down, held this gold mine, and been able to continue his push? And then following that question, what would have happened if Mor had decided to start a trade route at any point in this game before this gold mine here expired, and technically expired now. But GG, well played by Squash. We've got one more game to view. They played a bunch, but I'm just picking up the better games. So we've got one more game to watch. If you guys enjoying these games, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you guys in the next game.